Hey everyone. So today we're going to create a decorated message, and I'm going to show you, let me just show you an example of what I mean by that. So here's an example of one that I did earlier. It says, "Treat yourself like the treasured child that you are." And then I drew these organic colorful shapes around it. Sometimes when you want to journal, you just want to do something really simple. And I find that when I write a message that means something to me and then I draw organic shapes around it, it's very meditative and relaxing. And I don't have to think too hard about what I want to journal about. I just want to focus on the message. So today I have a message that's inspired by this book of short stories called Bloodchild by Octavia Butler. And specifically, it's the short story called The Evening and the Morning and the Night. And the quote that I'm going to use today for my decorated message is this quote: "If you work hard enough at something that doesn't matter, you can forget for a while about the things that do." So that's going to be the message that I'm going to use today. Okay, so all you need to do this is you just need a sheet of paper, a sheet of blank paper, and you need some markers. Let me just show you the ones that I picked out. So you want like a black marker that has sort of a, I would say, kind of a medium sized tip, but some of you might prefer to have a smaller size tip. I got this water-based marker from Daiso. And then I picked out just some colors that I like. And I recommend that you do that you just, look through your markers and just pick out maybe, I picked 6, but I pick out like 5 to 7 colors that you like, that kind of make you feel good when you look at them all together. I'm just using Crayola SuperTips today. It's a really inexpensive, affordable marker that you can buy at your local drugstore or superstore or whatever. I've been using these for years and they last a really long time. So I really like these. So yeah, so get your black marker and maybe about 5 to 7 colored markers that you enjoy. And just show you the size. That's the size of the tip. Okay. So I like to line up the order in which I'm going to use my markers, so that I can just keep using them in the same order when I make my organic shapes. So I just kind of look at them and figure out, okay, how do I want to do these colors? And I just kind of put them in the order that feels right to me. Yeah, maybe like that. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to have my handy assistant here hold my book open so I can write down the message. Thank you. My handy assistant is Marcus, in case any of you are wondering. Marcus is my husband. Thank you, Marcus. Okay, so we're going to write down, if you work hard enough at something that doesn't matter, you can forget for a while about the things that do. So I'm going to write that down. If you work hard enough at something doesn't matter. You can forget for a while. About the things that do. Okay. Thank you, Marcus. So let's start off here with the yellow marker. I'm just gonna draw an organic shape around that message. Just following the shape of the words. Just follow that around. Oh, one other thing. I do put a piece of paper, scratch paper, underneath it so that the markers don't bleed onto the next page. It's a good idea to do that. I forgot to add that. Okay, so keep going with your organic shape here. Okay. Then for me, I'm very kind of structured with my drawings, so I like to do the colors in order. So I just put, when I'm done with that one, I just put it at the end there. And then I just pick the next one. So I'm always picking from the front and putting it in the back. So then let's do the next shape. Sometimes you have to turn it so that your hand does not cover it up. And you don't always have to just keep going with the line. You can pick up and start at a different part too. And you just go all around your message, leaving a little bit of space. Purple and gold right there. Go Huskies. That's my alma mater. UW. Okay. Now let's go with this lavender color. Again, I don't always start at the same spot, and I don't always end at the same spot. And for some reason that helps me. So you're just going to connect your line here. And that's all. It's kind of fun. You can see as you keep doing this how it becomes a very relaxing exercise to just keep drawing your shape here around your message. And the more you do it, the better you get at it, actually. The better you get at following your own lines that you've created. Let's vary it a little bit and turn it around. Okay, so let's start over here. Don't worry if you mess up a little bit and some of your lines get too close to your other lines. It's like, I mean, that's why it's an organic shape. It's not meant to be perfect. It's just meant to be a fun, organic, non-linear shape. Ooh, I like that orange. If you start off with some colors that you don't really like, once you get them down on paper, that's okay. Just switch them out for something else. But I find that it takes a while, actually, to see all the colors together to see if you like them. Well, that orange is very bright. but I think it adds a nice punch. So all the colors, all 6 colors are already in there. You could stop there, but I personally like to just keep going. I like to fill up the whole page with the shape. So let's just keep going here. This is just a fun exercise that you can do for yourself when you just want some relaxation time, and maybe you don't feel like journaling about anything in particular, but maybe you saw or read a cool quote somewhere and you're like, oh, I want to remember that. This is a great way to remember all the different inspiring and cool quotes that you run across. Just make a decorated quote picture, basically. And some of you might be wondering, why did Peg pick this quote? Well, I was reading Octavia Butler's story called The Evening and the Morning and the Night, and when I'm reading for enjoyment. Oh, see, I got really close there, but no matter, just keep going. It's not a big deal. I was reading the story, and it's a very interesting story about are our fates determined by our genetics. And it's really imaginative. I recommend you read it when you get a chance. And, you know, her writing, Octavia Butler's writing, is really great. But when I read this sentence, it just really struck me that so many of us are caught in this cycle. If you work hard enough at something that doesn't matter, you can forget for a while about the things that do. And I think many of us are caught in that cycle, unfortunately, where either we consciously choose things to do that don't really matter, but help us forget about our true desires and dreams. And sometimes it's so difficult to face the fact that we're not going after our true desires and dreams, that it's easier just to work at things that we might be good at, but that really don't really matter to us on the grand scheme of things. So I wanted to write down this quote and decorate it as a reminder to myself to always stop and reflect and ask myself, am I working hard at the things that matter? Or not even working hard at it, but am I just even working on things that matter to me? Or am I just doing things to forget about the things that matter and kind of go on a path that might be easier in some ways, but isn't my true path. Yeah, as you draw your little message picture here, it really helps you to just focus on the present, because you're trying to draw your lines right. Well, not right, I mean, what's really right, but you're trying to draw your lines well and follow this organic shape. And so it's really hard to think about other things when you're doing something like this, which I think is great, because there's just too many activities that we do every day that we do on autopilot, and we don't stop to ask ourselves, like, are we truly in the present moment when we're doing those things. Because when you're not in the present, you're not enjoying and truly experiencing what you're doing. And even if it's the thing that's kind of unpleasant, like maybe you hate washing dishes or something. There's something about being in the present moment and really feeling the water, feeling the suds against your skin, truly focusing on the dish that you're trying to clean. There's something about that if you focus on the present and what you're actually doing, it can help it seem less annoying or unpleasant. And I'm not saying you'll suddenly start enjoying these things, especially if you're someone who doesn't like washing dishes. But you might find that you get a little meditative break when doing something as mundane as washing dishes. I'm a big believer in how the mundane helps us tap into deeper metaphysical truths. In fact, I don't know if, I know this happens to a lot of people, but I get some of my best ideas and some of my best breakthroughs when I'm doing really mundane things like taking a shower, taking a bath, washing the dishes, folding laundry, weeding in the garden. All these mundane things, they really help me focus on the present, and it's really only in the present moment that you can feel at peace. And then when you feel at peace, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes the messages come through. Revelations, messages about maybe a problem you've been trying to solve. The answer will come through when you're engaged in the mundane. And a lot of times it just helps you to relax more, which is something that I think many of us need to do, but we're not sure how. Just focus on the present. Okay, so as you see here, I'm getting close to the edge, but I'm still going. Oh, look at that. No matter. This is a good exercise in trying not to be perfect. Look, you just let it flow. Just let it flow, people. Let it flow. I have a hard time stopping. Even when it's like on the edge, I still want to keep going. So let's keep going. But you can stop at any time. If you like your picture and you're like, that looks good. Kind of looks like an amoeba to me. I always think of these decorated messages as amoebas. If you're like, I like my amoeba, then just stop. You don't have to go to the edge like I'm doing. You just choose whatever time works for you to stop. Let your picture be what feels right to you. I am getting very close to the edge though, but it feels like it needs just a little bit more, so let's just keep going. But I'm getting close though, definitely. As you can see, I'm kind of going off the edge here. Okay. I do like the way that purple is putting a nice bright outline on the edge here. Okay. here. Okay, there we are. And there you have it. If you work hard enough at something that doesn't matter, you can forget for a while about the things that do. That's my message. Oh, sorry, total perfectionist. I need to like connect that. Okay. Okay, now it's connected. Now I feel better. Okay. If you work hard enough at something that doesn't matter, you can forget for a while about the things that do. I hope this inspires you today to work on your own message picture. And if you get a chance, check out a copy of Bloodchild, short stories by Octavia Butler. Thanks for joining me today. Hope you have a great rest of your day.